Okay, NewsGuard is an organization based in the US, but we are active in 9 different countries, including in Europe, UK, Italy, France, Germany, and Austria. And our mission is to fight online misinfo and disinformation. We try to do that with a journalistic approach, so we strongly believe in journalism, and our main work is to rate news and information websites according to transparency and credibility criteria to determine how reliable they could be considered as a news source.
And what's your best advice to media in how they can regain trust from the public?
That's a very interesting question. I think the best advice I could give to media organization to regain trust is to be transparent. So to be very clear with their readers and to tell them every kind of information that can be useful for them to understand better the media outlet. So being transparent in who's behind the site, about the ownership and financing of the site, about the editorial leadership, about the ideological agenda, if there is any, about correction. Some outlets correct mistakes just going into the article and changing something, but you can do that in a more transparent way, notifying reader about what was wrong. So I think transparency is what can rebuild the trust in readers about media.
And that also brings me to another question. Who finances, how are you financed?
We are a for-profit company, and we basically license our data to many different actors. We license our data to universities and research institutes for research purposes. We license our data to ad agencies that want to protect their clients and avoid putting ads on disinformation sites, so both protecting the brand reputation and defunding disinformation operation. We license our data to better train AI tools, so to help AI tools and generative AI to be more accurate when it comes to news. We license our data to media monitoring company, to government agencies that want to monitor disinformation operations in their countries. So we just produce these big data sets and we license the data set. We also have a lot of actions for media literacy, and that's the not-for-profit operations of NewsGuard. So we provide, for example, the browser extension of NewsGuard for free to public libraries. We organize webinars and workshops with patrons in the libraries, with schools, and we are very active to help both young people and senior people to better understand the media landscape and to browse online more consciously.
And just so I understand, what does it mean to license the data?
License the data means to buy the data and to use the data for the purpose. So researchers that license the data mean that can get access to our data set, to our reliability rating data set, so the data about the reliability of the news outlets, and our misinformation fingerprints, which is the second data set we provide through a license, which is basically a catalog of the main false narratives circulating online. Each entry is both human and machine readable, and you have the description of the false narratives, the debunks done by our analysts, a lot of examples coming from the web and social network spreading the claim, and then you have all a series of metadata that can be useful for research purposes.
Perfect. What's on your agenda now? What's going to happen next?
Okay, so in the past years, and I can also say probably in the future months, we have been focusing a lot on artificial intelligence, trying to understand the goods and the bads. So we know it's a very powerful tool, and we know that in the wrong hand can be also really dangerous. So it can be very important also for journalists, because there is a responsible use of AI that can help journalists to work better, also to identify misinformation or to debunk misinformation. But we also need to understand the risks that AI has brought to the information ecosystem. So the focusing on AI is definitely something we are working on. Also to help AI tools to be more accurate in their response. So we know that AI tools can be trained to be better, not to avoid topics on the news, and to provide accurate responses to the prompts.